Today on the Let's Be Real podcast, we are going to be covering the America Film Institute Awards, the National Board of Review Awards, the GTA6 trailer reveal, Godzilla x Kong: A New Empire trailer, the shortlist for the Best Visual Effects at the 2024 Oscars, Pixar re-releasing Disney Plus films in cinemas, and for our grand finale, we're just going to be finishing off with a buy, rent, sell game. So people, welcome to another episode of Let's Be Real. I am joined today by Nayan and Kyan. We've come out of Wonka today, so how are we feeling, boys?
As if I have diabetes.
You got like a little pack of candy. You didn't get
And chalky milk.
Yeah.
Oh, the milkshakes were a lot, just pure sugar.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling a little bit lethargic right now myself.
Definitely. Same here.
It's a slow day. Yeah. What have you guys been doing lately? Watching anything interesting? Playing anything fun?
Literally no to both.
No to both. What have you been doing?
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Fair enough. Sleeping's a fun thing to do.
Been watching Monarch recently. It's fine.
Fine.
And I just watched Eden Lake the other day, which was a very depressing movie.
Oh, yes, you did mention that one.
I did mention that to you a couple days ago or yesterday.
Got angry about that one.
Yeah, I did get angry about that one. It's a very rage-inducing film.
Yeah.
But very well made. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm like, man, I don't think I've been watching anything. Or
Not really, yeah.
There's not really much out. Like Invincible stopped. It's like they did like
Four,
four episodes, and they're like, the next four will release next year. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, I've just been caught up. I have loads to see. You know my watch list. But yeah, I've just been busy with like relocation plans and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in regards to your future episodes of the podcast, yeah, we're still figuring out how things are going to work with me moving away. But I don't know what's going to happen. But there'll definitely be some weeks where I won't be able to do it because I won't have a place to live come the start of the year. So I got to get settled in first before we can start deciding that kind of stuff. But enjoy these last few episodes this year because we got some cool stuff along the way, and our most anticipated one is coming soon as well.
It's 3.
Yeah. Remember to head over to MovieGainz.com for all of your content from us. We do box office, we do award stuff, we do physical media, everything you can think of. Otherwise, jump on over to Twitter and YouTube, support us over there as well. Shout out to you guys for listening to us today. We appreciate being a part of your day, and we're here to entertain, inform, and provide bad movie recommendations. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Hey, Nay?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, so we're finally getting our first look at how the Oscars are shaping up through the precursor awards that are coming through. Didn't get around to it this week. I was clearly busy, but remember to check back this week. I'm going to be looking to do it tomorrow. We're going to have a precursor tracker on the website tracking all of these awards so you can see what movies are winning what and make your own Oscar predictions. If you bet on the Oscars, and you're not Nayan because he loses money when he does this, if you bet on the Oscars, come to the tracker and use that to make your bets. And we are not responsible if you lose money. Just putting that out there. So the American Film Institute, they did their awards for the year, just awarding the motion pictures of the year. And so for this year, they have American Fiction, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, May December, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So, yeah, those are the movies, and those are all clearly Best Picture contenders in that conversation. So, yeah, what do you guys think of these? Are they the right selection? Any surprises? Anything you didn't think would be in there?
I think we've seen majority of them except for, was it American Fiction and Maestro?
Poor Things?
And
Maestro and Poor Things, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, we've seen the rest, yeah.
So, yeah, that's a really good list. It's a strong list as well. There's like pretty much any one of those films could really take it out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really good list. I think each film on there definitely deserves at least a nomination or to be recognised because they're all good in its own way. We haven't seen 3 of them.
Yeah.
So I'm just speaking on behalf of the ones that we have seen, but I have no idea who could take it out. I mean, it's anyone's game at this point. We do have like our favourites, which is the Killers and Oppenheimers, but you know, you've got stuff like Maestro and Poor Things that could be a dark horse.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few here I've not seen. I've not seen Killers of the Flower Moon. I will watch that. That recently released on streaming. Holdovers, again, I do need to watch that. I really do like Paul Giamatti's films.
That's a good
That's a good
movie.
one.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, I would say Poor Thing's the only one I'm kind of in the same boat with you guys. Those other ones like American Fiction and stuff I have not seen. Neither of you guys. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's sort of like we're right at that right at the crack of everything coming out. And just finishing up that whole list of seeing everything.
Yeah.
And then from there you'll be able to like look over and be like, I clearly know which one is my favorite and what I think should win.
Yeah.
From what I understand, most of them deserve to win, though. It does surprise me that what's the German ones?
Oh, The Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest is not included. Yeah.
Yeah. That one and The Color Purple. Not in here. And I don't know if they're in the National Board of Review one, the one that we'll get to after this, because those ones are heavily in the discussion as well, and they're not mentioned here. So it just goes to show how strong this year really is. May, December still shocks me that it is keeping up the buzz to be in this kind of category. Like, I obviously think it deserves it. It's one of my favorites for the year. I just didn't think it would actually continue that kind of steam, because I know Netflix are putting all their kind of budget into campaigning for Maestro. So for May, December to still get this is quite impressive.
It is quite impressive. I think it's particularly pushed by its performances. Whereas a lot of these other films, you know, like they're actually more pushed by their story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another interesting one, Saltburn. Remember, like kind of midway through the year, that was kind of being talked up like a Emerald Fennell. It might be another big one coming from her after Promising Young Woman. That one comes on Amazon Prime, I think, in the next week or two. So check it out. I really want to hear your thoughts, because it is.
It's a weird.
It's weird. It's just, it's poor man's Parasite, I would say.
Yeah.
Some people don't like those comparisons, but that's how I interpret it. It's just really weird, and it's got Call Me by Your Name kind of moments in it. If you'll get that reference soon. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a good list here. I think it's just really showing how much of a strong year we got coming up. Another more, I guess, elaborate awards one is the National Board of Review as well. These ones are a very big indicator, and I don't have the stats in front of me in terms of what's in their top movies gets to the best picture, but it's a very high amount that are in this list in front of me versus actually what makes that best picture nominees at the end of the year or at the start of next year. So their top 10 films for the year. Now, this is not including the best film winner. So the best film winner was Killers of the Flower Moon. But the other top 10 films is Barbie, The Boy and the Heron, Ferrari, The Holdovers, The Iron Claw, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and Poor Things. So this kind of really diversifies things, because what do we have? We have The Boy and the Heron, Ferrari, The Iron Claw joining this mix now compared to the AFI one we just talked about just before. So very strong, yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing Ferrari tomorrow, so we can actually see.
Is it tomorrow or is it Tuesday?
One of the days.
One of the days.
One of those days. Tomorrow or Tuesday, we're seeing Ferrari, so we can gauge and see if that is actually going to live up to the hype.
Yeah.
We've also got the Iron Claw on Wednesday, which I can't make, which I'm so gutted because I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's at like 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did mention something about like a Saturday night thing, so I'll try to see what time that is. And
Wait,
try.
did they?
Pretty sure on the email it said something about 1 in the morning and 1 at night on the 16th.
Of January.
Oh, was it January? I thought it was December.
It was January. That's why I was like, oh, come.
Oh, fuck.
Call in sick.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
If it wasn't already paid for this course. What was the other one? Oh, The Boy and the Heron. Yeah. We saw that. We're still trying to process that film.
We'll have our review up for it soon. Yeah.
But yeah, they're all strong contenders. Just basing off the trailers for Ferrari and Iron Claw as well. They look fantastic, both films.
Yeah.
And by the end of the week, I think we should have a really good idea on what will be the top 10.
Yeah, because I'll be going to that the Iron Claw screening. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, I got a very lucky chance to see it very early because it comes out, I think, end of the month in January.
Yeah.
Classic New Zealand timing with these movies. The Zone of Interest comes out, I think, at the in March, something for us.
Oh.
It's ridiculous.
Does it not come out on streaming or?
I think it's video on demand. It's meant to be this month, from what I've heard.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's confirmed or not. But yeah, going back to the zone of interest, not here either.
Not here either.
Those reviews are really good, but I'm not hearing anything in terms of
Maybe it's a bit
awards-wise.
overhyped. Maybe.
It might have been really overhyped by critics, because critics aren't voters and stuff. So it could really drop out of the race. Like there's not many spots. The Color Purple. By the way, we have our review for The Color Purple all ready to go. Everything is ready for it, but I still haven't heard an embargo date.
Oh yeah, that's true. Eh?
Yeah, but that movie was really good, and I'm very surprised I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, because most years, like, there's always a musical in the mix or some sort.
they're very
whether it's
strong.
In the Heights or West Side Story, there's always a musical, and this is the only notable musical that's released this year.
Wonka?
Notable. I said notable. That's released this year, so it's real shocking to see it be excluded from both lists.
Really?
Both lists, because it was a really fantastic movie.
Yeah, and the only thing's missing from that list is American Fiction. I don't think December didn't get in either, so we're in for a stacked year. I don't know who makes 10 nominees, honestly. And in terms of animated movies, The Boy and the Heron in this one, Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that didn't make the other one. I don't know what movie's going to win animated. I really thought Across for
It's
months.
between one of those two, I reckon.
100%.
What, between Across and Boy and the Heron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless Elemental makes some surprise thing, but I doubt that.
Well,
Dark Horse.
you know what's surprising me is that, when you look at the stats, the zone of interest is like astronomical. It's reception, like
Exactly.
like it has a Metacritic score of 94, which is, I think Killers of the Flower Moon is like 88.
Yeah.
It's like above everything by like a huge margin, and even its RT score was extremely good.
Yeah, and the average rating in that as well is very high.
So it's just like everything pointing to it being like an absolutely flawless movie, but for whatever reason, it's just like not receiving. We get to see it, but it's not receiving that sort of reaction that we expected.
Yeah.
And that just, I am looking at these, and you do see the same trend of movies. At least we're seeing, Poor Things, Past Lives, Oppenheimer, and Killers, and that seems to be the core group at this time that have like almost locked in the top 4 or top 5 or whatever.
What ones did you say? Sorry.
Poor Things, Past Lives, Oppenheimer, and Killers.
I would say Barbie as well. Not a serious contender to win.
I don't think
but
it's
to
a
be
serious.
nominated,
Yeah,
I think it's almost pretty much locked in.
yeah. It seems to just be like in there, but I don't think it's like it's going to be one of those movies where it gets like 9 nominations and then wins nothing.
I think. Oh yeah, it might win.
It might win
one.
like production or
Costuming.
Yeah.
Makeup and hairstyling, perhaps. I also would chuck Maestro to be like an almost lock for a nomination as well. But even the reviews are mildish for it. I think it's between 80 and 85.
yeah.
So not like something like Zone of Interest. Yeah, very interesting. But the National Border Review, they also do like actual awards, like one winner for things. So best film, obviously Killers of the Flower Moon, which I think's won every precursor for picture so far.
Because I won New York last week.
Yeah, it won New York. I think it won Atlanta Film Critics Circle Awards as well. I think there's another one, but yeah, it seems to be that. Also, Best Director, Martin Scorsese won for Killers of the Flower Moon. It might be his year. Nolan's... In terms, I think, for director, I would say those two are really your only two options.
Yeah.
Yorgos, maybe?
Yeah, we can probably judge better when we do see Poor Things, but at this stage, I think it is that. Or maybe Maestro, Bradley Cooper, if it's absolutely fantastic. Similar to A Star Is Born, then he'd
Probably
be a little dark
the nomination. Yeah, Celine Song could be a really surprising add in there.
Yeah.
Imagine that first film ever winning Best Picture.
And then we saw her for the Q&A. She watched with us, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be cool by next year. Best actor, Paul Giamatti in the Holdovers. Me and Nam saw this last week. It was a bit too heavy to just review that one instantly, and we had Boy and the Heron the next night, so a lot of these heavy movies, but we're going to have a review up for it. But you've seen the Holdovers, you've seen Paul Giamatti's performance. Is it worthy considering Leo's come this year, Killian's been this year?
I think they are definitely the top 3, for sure.
Yeah.
I think I would rate Killian over Leo, just because Leo's performance is like, we've seen it a lot of times, and like, it's just safe.
Yeah.
where Killian actually like did a fantastic job. I think Giamatti is above them both. I think he was.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, I think he was
Interesting.
absolutely fantastic in this. Just like little things that he does with his speech and the way he acts, and just the way
He's
his
so good. Yeah.
the way his character progressed throughout that film and the way that he brought that to life. I think was
It's so compelling.
so good.
Yeah. It's like Holdover is just, it's one of those movies where they just feel so real. They're so real. And the writing is amazing.
Yeah,
for
it's very like super raw writing and realistic writing.
But Bradley Cooper Maestro is also a player here as well.
Yeah.
He looks very good. That's one that we should see soon. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to catch flack for this because I'm not seeing Maestro yet.
Here we go.
But it does a little bit. If you were to pick a movie this year that has that Oscar baity energy, I would pick Maestro.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, we know these movies, and it doesn't take away how good they are or what they do, but though there are those Oscar bait movies. Yeah. And it's always like based on a real story, and it's just...
And it's like black and white and trying to be raw and all these sorts of things.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say something like Killers or Oppenheimer or anything like that are just straight Oscar bait.
Yeah, they're not straight Oscar bait.
Maestro has to be the one.
That's the Oscar bait movie of the year.
Yeah. I don't know what else is really good. The Holdovers, kind of, because it is, it's very similar to Manchester by the Sea, just the way things play out in that. That one could be, but it's...
See, I didn't think Manchester by the Sea was Oscar bait, but...
Maybe now.
Maybe now because it's sort of like set a precedent, and then other movies try to sort of do it.
Yeah, but it is very good. Watch the Holdovers as soon as you can. That is out on streaming too now, I believe, as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you can catch that one very soon. And before we do our top 10s.
Yes.
Best Actress, Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon.
She won New York last week as well, right?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she's tearing up everything.
Is she a lock, is she?
Oh,
It appears to be.
She's getting close to being like a lock for me in terms of winning the category.
That's surprising because I always thought after CMA December, Natalie Portman was clear front runner. Just by that one scene, that mirror scene that she does. So it's quite surprising not to see her name get more recognition.
Yeah, I honestly think this is one of the most stacked categories, and it almost seems like Lily Gladstone is taking it out. Like, Carey Mulligan, from what I've heard in Maestro, is incredible. And same with Emma Stone. I've heard it's Emma Stone's best performance, and that she's in line for another Oscar.
Man.
Yeah, and then you have the Natalie Portman. You also got Margaret Robbie, Greta Lee from Past Lives, Fantasia Barrino from The Color Purple. She was amazing.
Yeah.
Even Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall.
Wow, so it looks like the female category is going to be a hard one this year.
Yeah.
Whereas I personally feel like is the male so far is relatively... It might be the top two that's hard to decide between, but I think...
Actresses, there's like at least 8 that could...
Like deserve to win.
Yeah.
Whereas like with the actors, there's maybe like 3 that deserve to win. And like 1 standout,
Yeah, but it just seems like Lily Gladstone is taking everything. And it'll be interesting to see what you think about that, because at least in my perspective, it doesn't feel like a lead performance. It is supporting performance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's really, really good. I just wish she was campaigning for supporting. Otherwise, Best Supporting Actor is Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. Yeah. And Best Supporting Actress was Davine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers. Yeah. Now, I mean, I might save it for the review. Oh, well, I'll say it now. I thought she was good, not amazing, not...
Me too. I think Danielle Brooks is way better.
Yeah, 100%. And I just don't think Davine Joy Randolph, she was really good in what she was in, but just didn't do much.
Yeah.
And there's that moment in the movie where she's great, but it's very short.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very surprised that she seems to be the front runner for this category so far.
Because she won New York last week as well.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. So yeah, she's getting a lot of that as well. I think supporting actress is quite high. What do you guys think about Julianne Moore being nominated? Would that one be?
I'm actually a little bit. I don't know whether to bank on Natalie Portman being the best in this or Julianne Moore. I mean, I probably would lean on Julianne Moore. But Natalie Portman was almost just as superb.
So you think Julianne Moore's better?
I think she is better.
Interesting. I would say I would go the other way around. Flip that.
Only because she's playing a far more difficult character to play with a lot more eccentricities to her. She's a manipulator. She's a bad person, and there are things you can see behind her masks, and you're wondering.
Yeah.
Whereas with Natalie Portman, I feel like her role is a lot more kind of simple.
Until the end, where it starts to like unravel.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right. And if you guys ever get the time, watch the real life couple of what that movie is. Really weird, but like they play them so well.
No doubt.
Yeah. And Charles Melton as well. I mean, he won the New York award for Best Supporting Actor.
He was brilliant.
He was really, really good. And I think Best Supporting Actor is very stacked. You know, we got Mark Ruffalo here for Poor Things. We've also got Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Gosling, who tied at the Atlanta Film Critics Circle Awards. And then Robert De Niro is also a player in this. Yep. Willem Dafoe in Poor Things as well. Really interesting category there.
I must say there would be something a little hurtful about. This is not to discount Gosling, but there would be something hurtful about Robert Downey Jr. losing to Ken.
Why?
Why? Well, because
just because of the roles.
Yeah, just because the roles, they're so one's so starkly serious and the other is so like deeply comedic and like, you know, throw it out the window, sort of like whatever.
Yeah, it's such a weird like for them to tie.
Yeah,
like imagine being like Robert Downey Jr. Like I put everything into this
put
role,
your soul in. That's not to say that Gosling didn't. You know, there requires a great level of skill to portray that sort of like goofiness.
Yeah.
But you can almost see why like an Oscar voter would be inclined to just pick the more serious thing.
100%.
Just because it's more serious.
Yeah.
Which is like a silly thing to judge anything by. It's like you should be judging all categories and all genres and all styles of media with the same level of like criticism.
Yeah, and they don't really do that.
They don't
completely.
So we need to, you know, I respect that Gosling as Ken is
getting consideration. Yeah, no, and man, I saw something on Twitter. I think Grace Randolph, you know that critic there. Yeah, she was like rooting for Ryan Gosling, and then someone's like, "Oh, what about Robert Downey Jr.?" And she's like, "Oh, personally, I thought Robert Downey Jr. was awful." And I'm like, I can't comprehend any kind of reality where I can watch Oppenheimer and be like, "Oh yeah, he was awful." I could see someone being like, "Oh yeah, seen that role before," or something like that. But like,
well, you could comprehend someone like, "Yeah, it was kind of boring." Like, I didn't really get his character. Like, you can get that, but like straight up bad. Yeah,
not bad. Awful.
Awful's like the worst you could get for a film. Just some of the stuff I see on Twitter. I know it's all subjective, but sometimes it's just not subjective. And those are like those examples there. The screenplay ones, it was David Hemmingson for The Holdovers, winning Best Original Screenplay. And then Tony McNamara for Poor Things for Adapted Screenplay. So some strong screenplays there. We haven't seen Poor Things, obviously, but again, when you're going to have all these Best Picture potential nominees, you get stacked with like really good screenplay categories as well. Poor Things winning is interesting. I've heard very divisive stuff about that movie so far in terms of whether it's Best Picture material or not. So the screenplay win is interesting. Holdovers, not too surprising.
I think it's rightly deserved.
Yeah.
Holdovers.
Would May December be? It would be adapted, because it's based on a real life thing.
It would be. I guess it would be adapted. I don't know.
Yeah, I never know the eligibility. Like Barbie's original screenplay.
What?
Yeah, it's exactly. It makes sense.
But then again, it's not adapted from anything. It's just
adapted from the franchise. Like Barbie's a made character,
and there's Barbie movies as well.
Yeah, and it uses like. Yeah, and Ken, like the source material for the characters already there. It's not original characters.
Did you say Poor Things was adapted?
Yes.
What's that? Is that like a book or something?
I think it's like a novel. Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think it is a fine line.
Yeah, it's really interesting kind of conversation. Otherwise, the animated battle continues with Across the Spider-Verse winning this one. Which is really weird because The Boy and the Heron got in their top 10 films of the year, but Spider-Verse wins animated.
Yeah.
But The Boy and the Heron was on their best ones of the year. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
They probably just did like, oh yeah, we could give one to the other and split them. Obviously, best directorial debut, that obviously goes to Celine Song, Past Lives. Best international film was Anatomy of a Fall. Don't worry about that because France didn't submit Anatomy of a Fall as their international feature. They chose The Taste of Things. So, yeah, best cast ensemble, The Iron Claw.
That makes sense.
That's a little surprising.
But then I would expect Barbie to also be in that.
Barbie to be in that. Oppenheimer to be in that.
Oppenheimer is a big one.
Yeah. The Color Purple would be a big one. I mean, yeah, the Iron Claw taken out is quite interesting. Even
I think the Iron Claw is actually a good pick as well because when you do think about maybe something like Oppenheimer, while it is a fantastic cast, Nolan's using his star power to just get whoever he wants.
But the Iron Claw is like they're not all A-listers.
Yeah, they're not A-listers, but it's like they're also all the kinds of like actors that you want to see on screen right now, and you're like dying to see together.
That's very true. I do like that pick a lot.
I think maybe because Iron Claw as well, all the major casters, they are heavily featured in the movie. Where someone like, I don't know, say Oppenheimer, they were in it for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, like a few seconds here or something.
Iron Claw seems to have like a strong core assemble, like for the majority of the film.
I also know that there's a wrestler in it as well, acting as one of the Von Erichs.
Yeah. The other thing I would say, I think May December should be considered for that. And
I actually really agree with that. I think that was a great ensemble cast.
Yeah, and what's the one? The Holdovers as well, because it introduces Dominic Sessa, his first role, which is the kid.
I think he should be up for at least a supporting nom.
At least being considered. He's very good, and it's his first role ever.
And because his role is very similar to Borgia Marty's, where you can see the character change throughout the film.
Progression, and they're very similar in their ways. No, very good. So, best cast ensemble. That needs to be an Oscar category, by the way. I love it. And then achievement is very interesting. Achievement in cinematography. It's a very interesting one because it goes to Rodrigo Prieto, who did Barbie and Killers of the Flower Moon.
Wait, what did he do?
Barbie and Killers of the Flower Moon.
No, like what was his what category?
Cinematography.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's won for both of those. I don't know if I don't know if the movie's tied or like he should
Just
be.
him?
Yeah, he should be selected based on what movie.
I would say Killers is a better looking film compared to Barbie, but Barbie did have some interesting shots.
I mean, Barbie's like cinematography was so. I don't know if I would say necessarily cinematography, but its production at least was so stark that it basically created a new style. I don't want to say style, it had such a massive impact.
Yeah,
that more people have started wearing pink.
Yeah,
it's had that much of an impact.
But yeah, it just feels like they just selected the cinematographer, and then he's eligible for both those movies. So
yeah,
if you're gonna combine both those movies, then obviously he's gonna win. Like Hoyt van Hoytema for Oppenheimer, he just has that one movie.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else. It hasn't really been the strongest of years for cinematography.
No,
not one where like even Oppenheimer, like it's shot well, but it's not like oh my god, like this is like blowing me away.
Even Asteroid City, because usually Wes Anderson films are quite featured in cinematography, right?
I don't know about cinematography. It's a mix of his production because he's just very symmetrical, but it's still like static shots. But yeah, he can be. It really depends on the movies. Asteroid City is nowhere to be seen on any of this stuff, sadly.
Surprising.
I still haven't seen it.
Haven't you?
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
No? Oh.
I didn't hate it, but it wasn't as good as what I thought it would be.
Right.
I can see where the critics are coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever get around to it?
I never watched it, but I did watch the one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Yeah. I did watch that one. It was only 40 minutes long, but I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I just thought, yeah.
It's the front runner for best short film. Live action. Yeah. Which is probably what I'll watch as well. Yeah, it's my goal this year to watch everything that's been nominated, even like documentary short. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because then when I do these projections, it just makes it a little bit more valid, I think.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to move on now to probably the biggest news of the week, biggest news of the year, month, century.
Whoa.
Nah.
Whoa now.
The the GTA 6 trailer was revealed. Shout out to the guy who leaked it and advertised some kind of cryptocurrency on it. Did you guys ever see the leak?
I didn't. I just ignored the leak.
I heard about it.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see it.
Yeah, because I think Rockstar responded like within a couple of hours to formally release it.
Yeah.
But I saw that it leaked, and then I like watched it just on like Twitter or something, and then like it was so bad because like it was just in like white font, like almost the entire size of like the frame, just some cryptocurrency like the name of it or whatever. And so I was covering the entire thing. You could just kind of hear it and just see like a little bit of the background. So good on Rockstar for responding quickly. Shame that the hacker revealed it. He's probably going to go to jail now, maybe.
Like the
Is he
other
like
one.
18-year-old?
Nah, I think there was another one. There was a bunch of stuff leaked.
There was
last
the
year.
original hacker who stole the source code and then released it.
Yeah, I mean, Rockstar needs to do something about their security. Honestly, like this always happens for them. I feel.
Plot
Yeah,
twist.
there's some companies, some
Plot
gaming
twist.
companies.
It's their marketing campaign is to have it leaked.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Air quotes there, guys.
Yeah, that could be a genius idea. I mean, well, look what it did for them. This trailer, at least on YouTube, was the most viewed non-music video. I hope that makes sense. Trailer, or video, sorry, in 24 hours. I think it amassed around 95 million in 24 hours, which is an insane number, especially for YouTube. You know, you look at like these trailers, like in-game couldn't do that. Infinity War, Force Awakens, like this movie. This game is just going to be huge. So yeah, we've all seen the trailer. What are your thoughts on it? What are your expectations for this game that's coming in 2025?
I hope it's coming in 2025.
Do you think it will be delayed?
I think there's a good chance it could be delayed. I think that if it is coming in 2025, it's coming right at the end. Maybe like November 2025.
I wonder when GTA 5, what month that released.
I don't quite remember. I think it was more towards the end of the year.
Yeah, because they released their teaser 2 years beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully it sticks with that same timeline.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I've already said so much about this game to people for such a long time now, but you know, I'm super excited for it. I think GTA is such a cultural phenomenon, and you know, biggest entertainment product ever.
Yeah.
You know, not the biggest like franchise ever, but it's the biggest entertainment product, singular entertainment product.
Not Minecraft.
Um,
In terms of money made, I think you might be right.
yeah, I think money's made in terms of money made, not in terms of like players.
Yeah, Minecraft copies sold is the highest game of all time. Then GTA 5 is second.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they like make money through GTA Online and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
they probably made like $15 or $20 billion off that GTA 5, which is a huge amount of money.
Insane, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think of the trailer itself?
Yeah, I thought it was very good. It's clear it's a trailer 1 of 2.
Yeah.
This is the female trailer. Then there'll be the male trailer that releases.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to get a part 2 sometime later to that trailer.
Yeah.
I think the concept is really interesting, having a couple.
Yeah.
You know, a sort of, what is it, Bonnie and Clyde sort of situation. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I really hope that they do go into a little bit more sort of personal storytelling. Because I think that's really where Rockstar shines. Not just in their worlds, but also in their storytelling.
Yeah.
Red Dead is, like, I'll say this, the storytelling is just so much better in Red Dead than Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is good.
Yeah.
It's just that Red Dead is just so much far above it that it's like, yeah.
Like both Red Deads compared to like
Yeah,
GTA
both
4
Red
and
Deads.
5?
Yeah, both Red Deads for sure. Like people often like question whether they prefer the first or second, Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead 2.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I've heard lots of great stuff about Red Dead too.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the trailer? I know you're not the biggest GTA guy in the world, but is this trailer convincing you to become a GTA guy for the new
James
one?
worded that as if I hate GTA.
You haven't said like massive praises.
No, not really. I just don't really talk about it because it's a game that I rarely played. I mean, I did play San Andreas and Vice City, but that was so long ago that I've pretty much forgotten.
Yeah, it's a different world now, man. Yeah. Oh, I still got to give you GTA 5, so you can just jam that in your free time. The campaign of it, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I can pretty much smash that out. I'm sure.
Yeah, you
Real
could
fast.
easily.
But I will say it looks fantastic, as in visually it looks great. I mean, this is only the first trailer, so there'll be by the time the next one comes up, there'll be a lot of touch ups. But just the people in the beaches and like the clubs and stuff like that, it looks nice.
Yeah.
From what I remember from Vice City, which was PS2, which is you can't really compare it to like a PlayStation 5 game, is that it looks like cinder blocks for the
buildings.
Yeah, for the buildings and like the background characters was just like smudges and stuff like
Yeah.
this. This is like the main characters are really detailed, and not just the main characters, but the environments behind them and like the extras as well. Looks really, really detailed.
Yeah.
Especially that clubbing scene that we got. Looks like as if social media is going to be a big part of the film as well. Game as well. So I think that's going to be quite an interesting concept because we barely really have games where they also incorporate social media in an effective way.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, because
Does look good.
GTA kind of tries to reflect our world, but it like dramatizes it, I guess, in a way, and allows us to freely roam it and stuff. Yeah, I mean, as for me, this is kind of everything that I expected. Nothing more, nothing less. I originally watched it. I'm like, oh, this looks like shit, like the quality, and then I realized 360p. I had it on YouTube, like the auto thing. I want to change that to always get the highest.
Yeah.
But it was like 360p, and then I put it on to like 2160p. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this looks really nice. And I love like the diversity of locations. Like it seems like you can do so much.
Yeah.
I don't know where the map begins and ends because you got like those scenes where it's like going through like swamps and there's like flamingos. And I'm like, how's this connected? Well, it's close to a city.
Well, that looks to be the Florida Everglades to me.
Yeah.
But you got the Florida Everglades and you get down to Miami and you got islands around there. I think you've got Cuba nearby as well. I think you can practically see Cuba from Miami.
Really?
So it's like there's a whole bunch of different things around there. I don't know if that'll all be included in the game.
Yeah.
But GTA Cuba could be like a cool little expansion.
That would be, yeah.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw someone that saw the trailer and tried to like put it into a map with what we've seen before and obviously Florida and stuff like that. And like, it's meant to be like massive. Like it's going to like be 3-4 times bigger than GTA 5 map, apparently.
Wow.
Which is insane. Like we played GTA 5 last night and it took us ages to get to the other side of the map, Like,
yeah, it always takes a long time.
Yeah. So like in this kind of environment, it's just going to be crazy. It's going to take loads of hours to kind of, play the campaign, obviously, but then also to like explore, have fun and go try different things around.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one that I'm going to be taking time off work to probably do because
play, yeah.
it's just, I'm so looking forward to this. And the wait has been a struggle so far. I pray that it sticks with 2025.
Same here.
It's
Yeah.
a big week for gaming news, really. I mean, we got
Because you had the Game Awards as well.
Game Awards, Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate 3 won that, and then we also got a teaser off a Blade game.
Yeah, what do
coming
you
out,
thought? That's by
and-
who's that by Marvel? Like who's the game studio?
Is it Bethesda that's doing it?
Surely it's not Bethesda.
Is it the same one that did the Avengers?
I can't remember.
Square Enix. I think that's Square Enix who did the Avengers one.
Because that was supposedly trash.
Yeah, and then you also have the God of War DLC, which is free.
Oh, Valhalla.
Yeah, that's like very
Yeah.
rare nowadays where you get a free DLC for a game.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's by Arcane. They did Batman, Arkham Asylum and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, sure. That could be quite good then. Yeah. All right. I might have to be on the lookout for that one.
yeah, it's a big week for gaming news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll move on to some non-gaming news now.
Hold up. You said was GTA 5 the one where like made $1 billion on like its first day or something?
Nah, it made $1.2 billion opening weekend.
Opening weekend.
$800 million first day.
What do you think opening weekend would be for GTA 6 if you had to put a number
we're
on
gonna
it
do
now?
this. Opening weekend,
Opening weekend, yeah. Just weekend.
2.2 billion.
Whoa, yeah. I was gonna say it's towards 2 billion.
I'd say 2 billion. One, you got to account for inflation. What is 1.2 in today's dollars?
Yeah.
1.6, 1.5.
That's true.
Yeah, and then you have by that time 12 years of new generation people coming in, but it is only on PS5 and Series X.
Yeah.
So it may not.
If it released on PC at the same time, it would be even higher.
And PS4 as well, but PS4 would explode if you.
I
played
don't think
on
it
that.
will be cross-compatible. I don't think the older gens can handle it.
No, there's no way. I mean,
Yeah.
me and Ham's PlayStation 5s are going to struggle to handle that game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough game to play.
Might need to upgrade to the latest version of PS5 just so it can
Yeah,
handle it.
yeah.
So it doesn't sound like a rocket ship taking off in our room.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. But we'll move on now to Godzilla X Kong. Is it Godzilla times Kong X Kong?
X-Kong.
X Kong? Is that how we say it?
X, yeah, just X. Godzilla X Kong.
It's a stupid name, isn't it?
Well, it's supposed to be X as in crossover. X is like sort of a cross.
Why can't they just have and?
Godzilla and Kong.
yeah. Or Godzilla V Kong. I never heard that before. I forgot.
Godzilla plus Kong.
Yeah, I would go with plus better.
Yeah.
X, because Godzilla X Kong times Kong. It's a new Emperor, that trailer anyway.
New Empire.
Empire, yeah. And we got Scar King as the villain, the orangutan. Yeah, he's in it.
What, they're making an orangutan a villain?
I think it's like a monkeyfied orangutan.
That's
He's like
unheard
skinny.
of.
Pardon?
Huh?
See, that's unheard of.
Is it a new villain?
No, as in like you can't make an orangutan a villain.
Yeah, I know.
Lovable.
No, this one's bad. What about the orangutan in Jungle Book? That one's bad.
I don't know why they would do that. There's
Kind of bad.
There's never been a reported death of an orangutan killing a human. Never.
Yet.
I don't know. I see that Instagram reel of that like serial killer looking orangutan. You
The
know-
one
you know-
standing in the glass.
yeah, he's just
Yeah.
That's so funny. Anyway, the trailer for Godzilla X Kong: A New Empire released this week, and it's coming next year. Looks like Godzilla and Kong are friends now. One of them has an Infinity Gauntlet. So yeah, what do you guys think of the trailer?
What, one of them turned Super Saiyan purple? Well, pink.
Yeah.
Pink, yeah.
It's real funny because we've saw Godzilla -1, which you're seeing tonight.
I am.
Ryan.
Yep.
And it's like two different sort of versions of Godzillas because back in the day, the Japanese version of Godzilla was that real goofy sort of.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Some guy in a suit running around and like jumping and like doing wrestling moves on like other monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the Japanese version. Then the English version was a bit more
Like serious and
grounded.
grounded and
And now, after watching Godzilla -1 in this trailer, it's like as if it's
Flipped.
swapped over. So Japanese are doing the real serious stuff, and then Hollywood's doing the real goofiness.
Yeah.
And I think this movie is going to be bad, but it's going to be a fuckload of fun.
Yeah.
I think if you're a Godzilla fan or a King Kong fan or a monster fan, I think you're in for a treat for these past couple of years because you're getting the serious stuff from Toho Studios. Now you're getting the goofy side of Godzilla as well, which is what pretty much really made him real famous.
Yeah.
That character. So I think it's just a win-win for all these fans. But there's a lot of work to be done. There's some shots in there, especially off Godzilla and Kong running,
Yeah.
that just it looked bad visually.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, Godzilla -1, $15 million budget. Looks like a $10 million bucks.
Apparently, that director denied that report.
Who? Adam Wingard?
No, for the Godzilla -1 director.
Oh yeah, they did deny it.
Yeah. He said, I wish it was that much.
But
Which is a shame because every publication has been saying only 15 million. Like, where did that report originate from? Like, we've all banked on that now.
So maybe you should just tell us how much it is. Plot to us, 14 million.
It's probably something like maybe 100 million now.
yeah, not his call to make those sorts of things, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny how it's flipped, isn't it? It's like Americans have gone full Hollywood with it.
Yeah.
Adam Wingard's version of this is very like goofy, and very much like trying to make Godzilla, I suppose, more of a character,
yeah.
and Kong very much more of a character. Yeah, I don't know what I prefer more, this sort of style or the style that we had previously in King of Monsters and the original Godzilla 2014.
They're all serious and grounded.
Yeah, and because like to some extent the human characters haven't gotten any better at all.
Yeah.
They just haven't. They've stayed just as lame, I think. But I would say that Kong and Godzilla's like the funness of the action is up there now. It's a lot more fun action.
Yeah, it is.
But it does lose the imposing feeling I don't really feel at one moment in Godzilla v Kong it felt imposing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. Like, you have that shot of Godzilla and Kong running in that final bit of the trailer, and, like, there's just no scale in there.
Yeah.
They might as well be 6 feet tall. I don't know how tall they are. They're just running. Like, I think that's what the first one did so well, is it made Godzilla, like, you know, the camera's, like, looking up, and you're like, oh, my gosh, like, he's a giant, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, when they get more, like, silly like this, it just feels like they're, like, becoming, like, Fast and Furious. Like, just a popcorn flick, and that's it. You kind of throw kind of seriousness or realism out the window, and it's like, yep, just have fun with it. Here you go. I feel like that's where this franchise is going.
That's what happened to Pacific Rim, is that they just sort of went went too far with it.
Bad, though.
Well, the Uprising was
Not good.
not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first one was really good with scale and stuff.
Scale was super good with scale, and the second one was just terrible with
True.
scale.
Yeah.
Like, it made Mount Fuji look small.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it made the kaijus and the the Jaegers feel small.
Yeah.
And I think that for a healthy and happy movie industry, you need a good kaiju movie every sort of like 3 years or 4 years.
Yeah.
We need a big monster movie. And I'm always happy to have a Godzilla movie come along and just sort of like give you that fix of like giant monster attacking city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, do you mind these, like, Hollywood kind of versions where it's just, like, they kind of throw the kind of seriousness of filmmaking out the window and just...
I don't mind them. I think that they have as much as a place as, like, any sort of version of Godzilla. You know, as you say, like, as you're saying, Ian, like, you have the goofy ones with them in, like, suits and stuff. And that has a place as well.
Yeah.
It's so campy and dumb. And you watch it and you're like, this is so stupid. But it has a place. So, I think this version, Adam Wingard's version of it has a place as well. And you can expect a sort of technicolored, goofy Godzilla Kong movie.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
There's usually more than one, so I'm just waiting for the other one to come.
No, mate, I'm only doing one. We're on the podcast. I take my sneezes very seriously while I'm on the podcast.
I wonder if by the end of this film we'll finally see Kong become King Kong, because he's always just been referenced Kong.
Yeah.
Oh, like, get the name King Kong. Yeah, he might be. I just don't care about the lore, though. Like, Nain described this movie perfectly. This movie's going to be bad, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. I don't expect anything more from this movie. If I get anything good as, like, coherent storytelling or good characters, it's a win for me in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm looking to have a good fun time at the cinema on probably the biggest screen I can find.
Yeah.
Don't think there's any IMAX where I'm going to. So that's really sad.
I suppose we leave the serious Godzilla storytelling up to the Japanese.
Yeah. Enjoy Godzilla -1. It's very good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll move on now to the finalists for Best Visual Effects at the 2024 Oscars. So I think there's 20 here. So I'm just going to list all 20 out. I'll go slowly so you can follow along. But yeah, there's a lot. So this is the list. We got Barbie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Creator, Rebel Moon Part 1, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Killers of the Flower Moon, The Marvels, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, The Boys in the Boat, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Napoleon, Naiad, Poor Things, Society of the Snow, Transformers Rise of the Beast, and our favorite, Wonka.
Wow, so every movie that released this year. Jesus.
Basically. Oh, except for Oppenheimer. That did not get in here for visual effects.
I mean, fascinating. Why wasn't The Boy and the Heron on here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you really distinguish it.
In Oppenheimer's defense, Christopher Nolan did say that there is no CGI shots.
Yeah, but like you
Yeah.
know what he's meant. You watch the movie and you're like, oh, yeah, there's visual effects in
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
What
like,
he means by that is that there's no like fully generated CGI shots.
Yeah,
fully
exactly.
generated.
But that doesn't, take away from the visual effects in the movie. I honestly think it's his, kind of tirade or like the way he goes on about no CGI practical, that the VFX branch of the Academy was like, okay, fine. I'm not going to put Oppenheimer considered to be nominated for this thing then, because the director's like kind of, dismissing the industry in a way.
But my question before was genuine. Like, why isn't the boy and the heron here?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't really know how you.
Why is Across the Spider-Verse in here for?
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Is that why is Across this? Why? How is that visual effects? Like, that's just pure CGI. Pure CGI.
Well, it's
an animated film.
It's still visual effects in a way.
Yeah, it is visual effects, but the whole film itself is visual effects.
Yeah, and it's a great movie.
So you construct your whole movie. Like, I thought I was under the impression that visual effects was about,
integrating into live action.
Yeah.
Well, there was Kubo and the two strings. Maybe there's a physical element.
But that's because Kubo and the two strings is live action. It's stop motion. You're literally seeing real life.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I feel like that.
Yeah.
Maybe Spider-Verse is live action.
I don't think so.
It's like drawing.
No.
I don't know. Well, then I asked the other question. Killers of the Flower Moon. I know you haven't seen it, but very little CGI.
It'll be very minimal. The only thing I could think of is the fire scene. That's it.
Yeah, it's just very minimal.
Why is that there and then Oppenheimer isn't?
I honestly believe the VFX branch were like, okay, we're going to talk shit about the VFX industry. Well, we are not going to consider you.
The big question is why is Ant-Man here? Why is Rise of the Beast here? And why is Indiana Jones here?
Rise of the Beast had good CGI.
Yeah, but was it like Michael Bay's level of, or was it like something lower?
No, I thought it was solid. Like, if you're talking about bad visual effects of this year, I wouldn't put Transformers on that list. Indiana Jones, they had the de-aging thing. Have you seen Indiana Jones
I've
yet?
not seen it yet. Is it good de-aging?
When it's still.
Yeah, no, when it's still, it's really good, like kind of static shots. Okay. But when it's moving, it's kind of like off-putting, like a video game, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really weird. Otherwise,
Ant-Man definitely shouldn't do that.
Oh man, you guys saw the pictures I put in the chat, like just awful. Watch Ant-Man, by the way, bro. It's a good movie.
I don't believe you.
It's fine, just that character. Yeah, no, The Boys in the Boat. We missed that screening, by the way, man, last week.
Oh, no.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think some of the ones I think deserve to be on here. I don't really know where Barbie fits in with this. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 absolutely deserves the nomination there. The Creator, 100%. Shit, I don't really know. What else? I would probably put something like Napoleon. I like the look of that. Godzilla -1, very likely, yeah. And Rebel Moon Part 1, it looks really good. I haven't seen the full movie, so we'll have to see. Otherwise, maybe something that's a little bit more subtle, like Mission Impossible.
Okay, what do you think is your number one deserves to win, hands down, no argument, out of this list?
I would probably go Guardians. Just watching it on your OLED TV the other night, I'm like, yeah, that's better than The Creator, I think.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm tossing it between Guardians or Godzilla, because Godzilla is fantastic.
Have you not seen Creator yet, have you? No, yeah.
No, you've not seen Creator. I would probably put Creator as number one.
I wouldn't be mad at all if it won.
Yeah. But only because relative to its budget. To be honest, that movie looks like they spend like $220 on it.
It is very good.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Out for it, so I might pick it up and see.
No. Stream it first. Do not
You're not going to blind buy it?
No, not The Creator. Oh, I wouldn't recommend to buy it.
I would blind buy it because it has the widest aspect ratio of anything that you can film. So you'll put it on your OLED and you'll get the widest aspect ratio that a film can film. And the sound design. As a demo disc alone, the sound design is amazing.
But Nane's sound problems on his TV.
It's tinny, yeah.
You cunts are just fucking deaf, honestly.
Oh, that's too good. Meg, you put Godzilla -1 as a winner.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see it tonight because relative to its budget, it must be pretty damn good.
It is.
Yeah, I really want to know the real budget.
Yeah.
Get an official figure on that. But yeah, no, it is so good. I think it might be one of the best in terms of blending the live action elements to the actual visual effects. It's very good. It would probably be my third if I had to pick.
Yeah.
I just hope those three are actually nominated at the end of the day.
Third, what was creator?
Creator, yeah.
Creator, yeah. Anything else that you would chuck in that you've seen this year that stand out to be in that nomination kind of area for you guys?
I mean, I know that I don't think actually Barbie deserves to be on this. I actually think Barbie's visual effects were relatively poor.
They were.
If I'm being honest.
I feel like they were intentionally poor. Like,
Yeah.
just the 2D design and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's a very like 2D look to it, but I don't know. It was just like so violently green screen to me that I couldn't really be immersed in Barbie land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered why Across the Spider-Verse is nominated.
Why?
Because it has that one scene where Spot goes into the Venomverse.
No, that doesn't count.
Well, technically it's live action being...
Oh no.
Oh yeah, and we had the live action Spider-Verse. Donald Glover was in it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we also technically had that Lego section. Maybe that was stop motion.
Yeah. So maybe that's why it's
Because
being
it's a
considered.
blend.
Yeah.
That's such a stupid technicality if that's true. Like it's like
Just one little scene.
you just do like one little shot of like animate like live action. It's like boom, we won. You know?
Maybe they'll give animated to Boy in the Horizon and they'll just give visual effects to Across the Spider-Verse. Everyone wins at the end of the day.
Not the creator.
We don't need the creator to win. Rebel Moon, let's go. Snyder boys, rise up.
Aquaman.
No, we haven't seen that, nor do we have a screening. I don't know if they're going to do a screening. I think it's going to be
Is
so
it even
bad.
coming out this year? Like
Yeah.
Boxing Day.
You saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, we just watched
yeah,
the
but I
trailer
don't
a while ago.
believe it anymore.
Well, you have to believe it because it kicked Dune out.
Don't you have the 4K and Steelbook?
I do have the 4K original in Steelbook. It's fantastic looking.
You have to
Amazing demo
Just
disc.
blind buy the second one.
I
when it
will.
comes out.
I'm just gonna pre-order it actually.
Oh, nice. Great investment.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does do that.
All right. Another topic we'll move on to now is Pixar. Pixar Disney. They're going to be re-releasing their Disney Plus films in cinemas because during the COVID thing, they were, how should we phrase it, cowards, and decided to just put their stuff on the Disney Plus platform for free, no charge, just drop it there and drop it and forget. And so now we're getting Turning Red, Soul, and Luca, I believe. They're the only three. They are coming to cinemas because I don't think Disney has another movie out till Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes in May, and then Inside Out in June.
Which realistically is not Disney.
Not true Disney, but yeah. So they don't have much coming out for a while. It's a very big stretch. So they're doing this to kind of get something in. So my question for you is, what are your thoughts on them finally doing this, and any of these are worth seeing in cinemas for you?
Too little, too late for your first question.
Yep.
They should have probably done it last year or 2021 at least. Soul will probably be one I really want to see on the big screen.
Yeah.
I think with when we watched it and we have the 4Ks for it as well, it looks fantastic, and just watching that on a full theatre is going to be awesome as to see. But yeah, that Disney's way too late on this idea.
Yeah.
It should have been done last year or end of 2021.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of hilarious because, you know, you've got Disney with what is, in my opinion, their worst year of cinema in maybe ever.
It's around there.
It's
not just financially, but
Yeah.
also the reception, the reputation as well.
Yeah,
It's really funny because it's their 100th anniversary this year too.
yeah, it is. And so you're
sad,
really
yeah.
cracking off your 100th anniversary with one of your worst years ever in filmmaking. So it seems quite funny to then, like, I don't know, chicken out and then try and just re-release Soul and Turning Red and pretty much everything that Pixar was screaming to give itself a proper cinematic release. You know, a release that it deserved.
Yeah.
But then now they're doing it because they got nothing else. You know, and it just goes to show that, you know, giving away something for free is a mistake. especially when it's quality stuff. Soul should never have been given. Luca should never have been given away for free. Turning Red even. Like I might not love Turning Red, but it should not have been given away for free.
Yeah.
These were great movies. And we said it to ourselves. We said it to each other around COVID time when they were doing this. Is that they should just stock these movies in the vault and leave them until the COVID thing blew over, and then release it to cinemas.
Yeah.
But no, they had to release it and give it away and cheapen it, and then now they're trying to make something back from it, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the timeline here, because when did these... Because Turning Red was a 2020 movie?
I think it was 2021.
21? It came out in 22. So, yeah, Turning Red was the latest one out of all these, I believe, because Soul is 2020. That should have been in a vault. Like, anyone who watched that before it came out would have known, okay, we got a quality hit here.
Yeah.
Let's save this. Like, I think it would have done really good if they had just waited. I think Luca is the one that came out in 2021, and Turning Red was 2022. Like, the film industry was back on business. That was last year, by the way. Turning Red was last year.
Seems like
Boy, it feels like 3 years ago.
That felt like 3 years
what the
ago.
hell?
Yeah.
I'm just clicking now. But that came around, I think that came out after The Batman, which made over $700 million.
Yeah.
So there's money to be made. I don't know why. That's why I called them cows at the start of the segment, because there was no reason to put Turning Red on a Disney Plus platform for free, by the way.
Especially when you look at Top Gun making $1 billion.
Exactly, straight after that, eh? And it made $700 million in the US market alone. Soul in 2020, if they need something to give a quick boost to Disney Plus, sure. But like, it should be like a pay-per-view thing kind of thing. Otherwise, yeah, they should have stored it in a vault. They should have just
for one, Lucas should have come out during the summer break this year in the United States. And then I think that Turning Red should have come out around like Thanksgiving. And then they should have left Soul for like, Christmas.
Yeah.
Period. I found it, if not this year, last year at least. They should have vaulted them and they should have kept them. And now they're just doing it because they got nothing else. And they're looking back at their deck and they're going, oh, oops, we had these. Maybe we can cash out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering what it has done to the Pixar brand. And it's probably a little bit more deep than I'm perceiving it at this point. But, the cinema industry was at least decent by the time Turning Red had just dropped on Disney Plus. Like I just said, with the Batman doing decent business and stuff. But then remember when Lightyear released last year as well? I can't believe that's last year as well. That makes no sense to me. And it made like $100 and something million worldwide. Yeah. And it completely flopped and then lost like hundreds of millions of dollars from that.
Yeah.
So like maybe in their mind, maybe Disney or maybe Pixar has taken a hit in terms of reputation, because Elemental was saved by good word of mouth. Remember that had I think it had the second worst opening in Pixar history.
It was very low, and then its longevity kicked in.
It kicked in, and it managed to pull out $500 million by the end of it. Disney's got a lot of work to. Strange World as well last year. I think that made under $100 million worldwide.
That's one of the anime movies that just came and went, and no one knew it released.
I never saw any marketing.
I didn't even know that thing was real until.
Did you guys even watch it?
No, I don't. I don't think we got a screening for it.
There wasn't even a screening. Yeah, that just goes to show how much they threw it away.
Yeah, no, it was honestly, just out of nowhere. But yeah, no, it is a little too late for this. I'll try and watch Soul in cinemas, but I don't know. I've had my experience with that movie. I don't really need to see it again.
Yeah, I've seen it twice. I don't need to.
Yeah, such a great movie. I wish I saw it in IMAX. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to move on to some buy, rent, sell for our last little bit here. And I got a doc here. I'm just going to read out some for you guys. All right. So I'll explain to whoever's listening right now. So buy, rent, sell is I pitch 3 movies to the guys here, and they decide which one they would buy, which one they would rent, and which one they would sell. Pretty simple. Mm-hmm. You guys know how this game goes. All right. Buy, rent, sell for Mad Max Fury Road, Blade Runner 2049, and Arrival.
You tailor-made this one for me.
No.
I feel like.
I've had these ready.
Oh
Do you
boy.
want to go or
No, you can go
I'll
first.
go first? I will buy Blade Runner 2049. I would rent Mad Max, and I would sell Arrival.
Ooh.
Oh man, you're making me choose between Blade Runner and Mad Max
And Arrival.
and Arrival, but Arrival is a heavy movie. It doesn't have that same like. I mean, I suppose Blade Runner is too, but it doesn't have that same like replayability as these other movies. I probably agree completely with Nan. I'd buy Blade Runner 2049, rent
Yeah.
Mad Max Fury Road because it's so high octane. You can only really maybe watch it once a year.
I watch it more than that. I love it.
Yeah.
Sell Arrival?
Sell Arrival.
Yeah.
I love Arrival, but it's a movie I would only revisit maybe once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Blade Runner 2049, however, I will constantly go back to it just to experience it or at least experience certain scenes.
I feel like that's heavier than... Well, that might be the heaviest movie because it's long as well.
It's a long movie. It's heavy, but I think it's so much more. I would say has more atmosphere than heaviness.
That's true.
It's an atmospheric movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I'll give you a switcheroo. I would buy Mad Max Fury Road
Okay.
because I feel like that is the most rewatchable for me. I just love that. It's just so fast paced and
Yeah.
high octane action. I love it. And then I would rent Blade Runner 2049 and sell Arrival because of the average cinematography.
No, I knew you were going to go there.
Oh, right. We'll move on to another one now. Okay. Buy, rent, sell for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End. So 1, 2, and 3, buy, rent, sell for the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Buy Curse.
Mm-hmm.
Rent At World's End
The last one.
Yeah.
Oh, the third one, yeah.
and sell
Dead Man's Chest.
Dead Man's Chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you?
Almost.
Almost?
Almost with Kai now. I would buy Curse of Black Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
I would rent the second one and sell the third.
Interesting.
In sequence.
Yeah.
So you think they get worse as they go on?
No, I personally enjoyed Dead Man's Chest more than At World's End for me. I remember watching that film a lot when I was younger compared to the third one.
Okay.
Yeah. I would go with Kai's. Yeah. Have Curse be my buy and then At World's End be the rent. I just love At World's End. Like that final act, that it's just so like epic, you know, like the rain on the boats going around. It's just like we don't get stuff like that anymore.
No.
And like visual effects are still like some of the best today.
It's still like you'll rewatch them. There's a few movies out there where it just feels like the visual effects are like ageless.
Yeah.
Like that's one of them. And then I also think like War for the Planet of the Apes is another.
Yeah.
Like 2018 it came out and it's just like still in my opinion one of the best visual effects movies ever released.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What one should I do now? I know how you guys would do that one. All right. Buy, rent, sell, The Social Network, Inception, Whiplash.
I would. What was the first one again?
Social Network.
Social Network. I would sell that. No. I'd buy Inception. I would rent Whiplash only because I've seen it once, so I want to see it again. And I'll probably sell Social Network because I think I've seen it 3-4 times.
All right.
I'd probably buy Inception. I would probably rent Whiplash and sell Social Network. Is it the same as you?
What was your buy?
My buy was
Yeah.
Inception.
Same as me.
Yeah. I would buy Inception, rent Social Network, and then sell Whiplash. Yeah.
So we're all the same.
No.
No?
He's
Your last two of that round.
Yeah, I'm not selling Social Network.
Yeah.
Social Network and Inception, like they're on like my top
Yeah.
10.
I was
yeah.
so hoping James would be like, I would sell Inception. That would just be insane.
You know, I would
Like, what
never
the
give up on that
fuck?
movie. No, there's not a chance. Okay, this one could be interesting. All right, buy, rent, sell, La La Land, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
I'd buy La La Land. I'd rent Parasite and sell Hollywood.
That's hard. Yeah, I would probably the same as Nayan. Yeah, buy La La Land, rent Parasite, and sell Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I'll change it up again. I would buy Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I would rent La La Land. And I'll sell Parasite. I think all three of these are in they're in my top 30. I love all of these.
All of
ones
them,
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you're thinking about replayability and stuff like that, and so am I.
All right, I'll do a couple more. All right, buy, rent, sell, Inside Out, Coco, and Soul.
I would buy Inside Out. I would rent Soul, and I would sell Coco.
Mine's exactly the same as yours.
Yes.
Buy Inside Out, sell Coco.
Sell Coco.
Yeah. All right, I would buy Soul. Always have to change it up.
Yeah.
Rent Inside Out and then sell Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Coco's the clear weak link there. I think if you maybe put what's an equivalent?
I don't know. I rewatched Coco recently and I loved it. I was like, wow, it's really, really good. Yeah. They just hit hard, those kind of movies.
Yeah.
All right. So final one. Buy, rent, sell, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Oppenheimer, and Past Lives.
Ooh.
Buy Oppenheimer, rent Across the Spider-Verse, and sell Past Lives.
Of course, yeah.
I would buy Across the Spider-Verse. I would rent Oppenheimer.
Ooh.
And I would sell Past Lives. I think Past Lives is the kind of movie where you watch it once and it said what it said, and you get from it what you get from it.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't think it has much sort of value beyond that. Maybe it does, but yeah, I think Oppenheimer is definitely a movie. It's a cinematic quality to it that you can rewatch a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, I'll just do the same as Dan. Buy Oppenheimer. I don't know why I did Past Lives. I was going to do something like Killers of the Flower Moon, but then you hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
And then the holdovers, I hadn't seen it, yeah. So catch up, and then I'll try to do a 2023 version of this. And I'll do actors or performances and then scores or something like that. Make it interesting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is going to do it for us on today's episode of Let's Be Real. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that we discussed here on today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys, your support and engagement means a lot to us. We really do appreciate it. If you liked what you heard, considering following us on your favorite podcast platform, or if you're on YouTube, head over and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the notifications so you never miss a beat. You can also stay connected with us on Twitter as well, as we're quite active there, also on Instagram too. Before we say goodbye, we'd just love to hear your thoughts. Did you guys agree with everything that we discussed here today? Perhaps Ant-Man Quantumania does deserve to be nominated for Best Visual Effects over Oppenheimer. Whatever it is, whatever you thought, head on over to @MovieGainz and share your perspective. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time. Thanks again for joining us. We'll catch you next time. Keep bringing the hype. Peace.
See ya.
Bye-bye.